from 150 extra turns in under 1 month to manipulating groups charging $500 to join their pump group, which they're calling a major joint investment project. I mean, that's one way to put it. It's no longer, oh, I really am interested in North mythology, let me buy this skin. There is so much more happening in the market of Counter-Strike 2 right now. This video will be a two-part series, with this video focused on exactly what's happening, what are they pumping, the history of it, and the start since 2025, and we're going to dive deeper into who is behind this. So before we dive in, this video is sponsored by CS Money. Easily trade your skins with over 1 million skins on the trading section. I'm not joking, 1 million. Even lower prices than before. You can upgrade your combo or find trade-up inputs to do stuff like this. One bomb! Yes! 100! With many payment methods like crypto or PayPal, and they even have an instant sell section which allows you to instantly sell your skins for cash, and they're paying even more than before. And now with the big new trading update that's very scary, instantly sell these skins and use the balance instantly to buy different skins, so you don't have to wait 8 days to get a new skin. Check out CS Money with the link in the description, and let's get back to the video. Now, I think we've all experienced this in the last month. You want to buy your favorite new skin, and then you realize it's 10x'd. The AK Rat Rod was $10 and now is $70. How about the AK Point Disarray in Factory New, which was $45 a month ago? Well, now it's $275 in Factory New. Absurd. And many players just like you are either randomly finding out through trying to buy the item or going into their inventory and realizing that their skins, their agents, and now stickers are 10xing. But the real reason is why. Now, I've recorded this video 3 times and had to restart because every day prices change and new things come out. But let's start to where it really started. Since January 2025, 9 months ago, we slowly saw a big increase in high demand items. The most known was like the Butterfly Doppler Phase 2, which went from $4K to $11,000. The M4 Hot Rod is now $2.5K. The Hedge Maze Gloves, this was the start of the pumping, but it was very well hidden. All these items are very high tier and very high demand. So if you were to start putting more money and start manipulating and mass buying and holding and stocking up on these skins, it just seems like there's bigger demand than there already was. It doesn't come across as manipulation, but more like the market is booming. It's very easy to spot a failed manipulated item in the past which actually has no real demand. For example, this comes from Ancient Collection. You can obviously tell someone's mass buying this. Why is it going up? Because it's odd, it's weird, you can't get this because it's consumer rank and it's well worn. You can get it in Factory New for $1 or $21 in well worn. You get the point. Now, since that initial hype, the past month, they've been mass buying liquids. This is what I'm calling the second wave. And from doing a little bit of market research on the Steam market, third marketplaces, and CS Float, checking who's buying what, and I started to see a formula in what they were sourcing and doing in each mass buy. They were focusing liquids, but more importantly, there is a checklist that the skin has to meet in order for them to pump it. It had to be from a play skin. So that's an AK, an M4, an USP, Deagle, Glock. Does that make sense? The go-to play skins. They aren't pumping no sword off. The second requirement is it has to be Factory New. For example, let's go back to the AK Rat Rod. The Factory New version has 8x, but the minimal wear only a 2x, and that's because the minimal wear has only moved because the Factory New went so high, not because they bought the minimal wear. So if you go check right now, check all M4A4s. Every basically play skin in Factory New is up right now, and even things that don't make sense, right? A mil spec from the Danger Zone cases in Factory New float around 40 cents to maybe $1 if it's a play skin, but the M4 Magnesium is up to $7.50 right now. The next requirement is it has to come from a discontinued collection or case. It seems anything that isn't in the active drop pool or armory pass means a limited supply, and because it has a limited supply, they can mass buy it. Now, we're going to get to the last requirement, but just remember, in case it's not obvious, this is only me just guessing and doing market research looking at every item getting pumped. I ain't in no groups or anything, so I don't want no accusations, but the last requirement of liquids getting pumped that I put together seems to be only non-stat track. Now, we all know stat track items have always been worth more, and that's quite obvious. They're that much harder to unbox, they have lower supply, and they count your kills. But what I'm going to show you is going to make you confused as hell. This is the M4A1S leaded glass, and a month ago, these were the prices. $18 in Factory New and $49 in StatTrack Factory New. That's fair, right? Well, today, as of the 3rd of September, the normal Factory New is $135, and the StatTrack, it's only at $100. You heard me correct. The normal version is more expensive than the StatTrack. Now, apart from the pumping and manipulation, the only thing I can think think of is the stat track blocks the sticker on the A1S. So, but for example, this, it clips the Titan Hollow. But by no means that means the price should be cheaper, right? Now, we'll get to potentially who is doing this, but let's focus on what's happening in the past month. So the real question, who is manipulating? There is no single group or person at the top, if I'm going to be honest. So you can't blame someone and we can't point fingers, but you can easily do your own research and just look at the accounts. Go onto CS Float and you need to search for a random liquid. For example, the M4 Coalition in factory new and the most important search by recently updated. Now, a quick check on the Steam market. This was $340 a month ago and now it's selling at 1.1k. And as you can see on Float, as we scroll down, it is showing all the accounts receiving this skin most recently. And we start seeing the same profile pictures mass buying these. So it's quite obvious, is it real players playing with this skin? Or is it groups of people mass buying and purely just holding as investments? Let's click on one of these accounts, right? We have this guy, $130,000 inventory. We can see he plays the game, he's got an account, but his inventory is quite weird. You see all these coalitions, and remember, we can't see anything that he's bought in the last 10 days, and he's buying now. But as we start to scroll, it does look weird, and he's mass buying individual skins, hoping they go up. Now again, I've picked this guy out the blue, but are these type of people some evil villain? Absolutely not. End of the day, most likely they're just one of you guys, but with more money. He's just buying these as an investment, that he sees the market's going up and he buys it. So at the end of the day, we especially as the Western market, we don't know who is who. So I wouldn't start pointing fingers at random Steam accounts, but there's definitely more to the story that we know what's going on. Now I do have to admit, there are a few accounts when you start doing a little bit of looking that look a little bit sussy. This guy has over $400,000 of AK Elite Museums. Just look at this inventory. All these items bulk in everywhere, and the price of factory new, they went from 70 quid all the way up to 460. Now, there is very little about what we know about these private big investment groups, typically on WeChat and in China, but screenshots have surfaced of some Discord groups, and it's not looking good, bro. They are charging memberships to get insider information to the next group buy, so of course we're gonna have a look. 2025 membership tiers. Basic member at $120 per year. Market trend updates and analysis. Selected project recommendations. Okay, that doesn't seem that bad. Let's go on to the next one. VIP member for $300 a year. First-hand insider information. Participation in major joint investment projects. Brackets 100% success rate so far. No shit, have we seen the market right now? What could the next one be? VIP core member. $600 a year, and they recommend you have a 30k spending limit. What the fuck? Highest level of insider channels. Priority entry into top tier project. What does that mean for the people who don't actually understand what that means? Priority entry basically means they tell these members, the core members, to buy something, then they tell the VIP members, the cheaper guys, to buy after the VIP members have already bought up the supply. This is 101 Instagram, 4x some dickhead guy who's never traded, like buying before, then telling his viewers what to buy. Guys, stay far away from this, whether you buy a matter of fact, don't buy anything. Now back to Counter-Strike skins. You need to be real careful while investing right now and buying. I'm gonna be so real, guys. Everything is propped up already and you will be buying into an all-time high, as majority of circulating supply is being held by these accounts. Anytime they could dump or sell one of these skins. Now, will they? If I'm being honest, I don't think they will anytime soon, but you never know, and that's the worrying part. Now, what could happen is if they just keep holding and maintaining and just keep buying, eventually people who aren't doing this are just going to fold and end up paying these silly prices, and eventually the market starts flattening and it creates a new medium. It's no longer a new high. This isn't actual fully demand, but just targeted manipulation in order to pump these prices by insane figures and make millions. And the reason why this is happening is purely because everyone wants quick money, everyone wants to 100x their investment. The real thing is, this isn't the stock market, this isn't crypto, there's no laws, there's no legal things, and people can get away with this. Now let me give you a really good example. Now, I am no manipulator, but let me show you how unintentionally easy it is to pump a CS2 item. Picture this, I'm live streaming and someone shows me his brand new craft. No way! Full font bold, come, what the hell? That's insane! What sticker is that, bro? Now, there was 400 people in this stream, and in a matter of 5 minutes of showing this on screen, the sticker goes from 45p to £1.75. That's a 400% return in 5 minutes. Now, of course, this was completely unintentional. I didn't own any of the stickers, so there was no selling, but you get the point, right? But that's how easy it is to pump a certain item. Now, this happens all the time with content creators, streamers, YouTubers. It happens all the time. There's many cases on everyone, and this happens all the time by accident, by real demand, by fake demand, but it always eventually comes back down. Now, I want to know your opinions in the comment section, but despite the high prices and people being mad that other people are pumping and making money, are also benefiting from purely just your inventory going up, anyone who owns CS2 skins has probably noticed their skins, their stickers, their agents especially. And probably a lot of you guys are saying, should I cash out? Should I take the profits? But it begs the question of the longevity and the future of the Counter-Strike 2 market. Now, of course, you're probably thinking, Flary, what item is next? And we do look at the new items daily on stream, Flary CS, but guys, you shouldn't think like that, right? You shouldn't think like that because in the long run, you might lose. So stay tuned for this Saturday, part 2.